Directed by the acclaimed filmmaker Oliver Hermanus, the film Moffie, an Afrikaans pejorative for homosexual, tells the story of a young South African man who is struggling to hide his homosexuality in the 1980s military service. The movie is yet to be released on circuit, but it is already creating some buzz and has been picked for screenings at prestigious movie events such as the Venice Film Festival as well as the London Film Festival. To speak to us more on this film, we're joined from our Sea Point studio by its co-producer Theresa Ryan van Graan and actor Ryan De Villiers. A very good morning to you two. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Theresa, I'm going to start with you. Do you want to give us a brief synopsis or background of what this film is all about?
Yes, absolutely. Basically, the story surrounds a young recruit, a conscript in the border war in South Africa. And it follows his journey as an English-speaking white boy. And we basically see the things that he goes through, how he comes to terms with his sexuality, how he comes to terms with his masculinity. Because, you know, the film is not just about sexuality. It really does focus on masculinity, how a generation of men were grown up, were bred, were taught. So yeah, we follow our character Nicholas and a number of other boys as well, because it's not only his story.
You know, Moffie is a derogatory term referring to gay men. Well, in some quarters or circles, this may be deemed as, you know, offensive. Why did you decide on this title, and what's the significance of this title?
We decided on the title because one of the main priorities is to actually denuclearize the word. It is a very derogatory term, and as most gay men will tell you, they have some story or another of when they were first called a Moffie. And we really wanted to diffuse the word. We want people to see, you know, the strength of the word, the horror actually of the word, and how people feel when the word is spoken. And we really just want people to be able to focus on being able to bring it out there and what has gone before, and where we are now in terms of such a word being used.
Now, Ryan, let me bring into this conversation, unpack for us your role, if you can, in this production and your character's storyline, without, of course, giving away too much.
Yeah, my character, I think, represents so many conscripts in the army who really just didn't want to be there, and who sort of just went through the motions that they had to go through just to sort of stay safe, and but also getting to a point where they just couldn't take it anymore as well, and that my character definitely represented that. And a few other characters in the film as well.
Okay, and talk to us about what this film personally means to you and some of the scenes that, you know, resonated with you, not only as an actor, but personally as well.
Yeah, I think, as Theresa was saying, reclaiming that word Moffie is so important. Just like so many other terms are being reclaimed today, I feel like Moffie hasn't been reclaimed yet. It's still very jarring. And as gay men, as queer men, you really want to, you don't want that to affect you so much anymore, or you don't want it to affect you at all. So that needs to be discussed until there is no negative or derogatory sort of meaning behind that. And scenes in the film, everything in the film is affecting. It doesn't just deal with queerness or homophobia. It deals with racism. It deals with toxic masculinity that is so rife today. So I can't really pick one scene that really resonated with me. The whole film did.
Yeah, indeed. And the fact that there's a diversity of themes encapsulated in this film will make the film, I suppose, much, much greater. Now, Theresa, October has been marked as Pride Month. Talk to us about the importance of films such as Moffie and the role they play in highlighting issues faced by the gay community.
I think, as we've said, first of all, highlighting these kind of words and putting it out there. And also, once again, you know, in this day and age, we're a lot better off as any kind of marginalized sexualities, peoples, that, you know, that kind of thing. And so our hope is that we can also find people that are aligned with queerness, with homosexuality as well, that resonate with the film. It's not just because you're gay, but you're marginalized. Unfortunately, we're only releasing the film next year on the 13th of March, but we certainly wanted to have our say and be aligned with the movement this month, and it's very important for us, all of us, you know, the people involved. We're not all queer, but we are certainly, you know, happy to be aligned and want to be and feel very proud of this film and what it says and what it speaks to us as South Africans about.
Now, Ryan, you've just highlighted some of the themes that are in this film. So what is it? What is that one theme that you think viewers of this film should take away from?
Definitely, I know we've spoken about it a lot now, but it's toxic masculinity. It's looking at our parents' generation in particular, who were involved in the army, and interrogating that and having a conversation with them, and also having a conversation with ourselves, because we are products of them. So I think that is probably the most healing part of the film as well, because we are able to interrogate that and just keep discussing that toxic masculinity, that sort of prejudiceness and also ignorance that mainly men have around the world, but especially in South Africa. And yeah, I think that is that's the sort of biggest theme, in my opinion.
Okay. Now, Theresa, just in closing, the film has been screened to rave reviews at a couple of big international film festivals. Speak to us more on this.
We had the most wonderful, exciting time at the Venice Film Festival, where we were selected in competition. We were lucky enough to take a whole group of our actors. I had the best time spending a week with 12 millennial men. But we were met with the most incredible reviews. We got wonderful reviews from Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, The Guardian. We had a 6-minute standing ovation. It was absolutely more than we ever anticipated. We all just wanted to really go and celebrate the amazing work that we felt we had done. So it was just beyond our wildest expectations. And on Tuesday, we actually leave for London for the BFI London Film Festival, where we'll be screening on Thursday and Friday in competition. So we're really excited for that, to take the film to our UK audiences, and hopefully follow on from the success and the amazing reviews that we got in Venice. Yeah, and like I said, unfortunately, we're only going to be premiering in South Africa next year, 13th of March. But you will definitely hear a lot of us before then, and you'll hear the word Moffie a lot more as we try to distinguish it in terms of its meanings to the general public.
All right, Theresa and Ryan, thank you so much to you two for joining us. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Well, that was Theresa Ryan van Graan and actor Ryan De Villiers joining us from Cape Town. They'll be speaking to us about their roles in Oliver Hermanus' new film Moffie that is expected to be released next week. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.